Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back to another fun episode of Why You Worried About It. And we are on this journey to a better you. And I'm super excited about today because we actually have some really fun co hosts joining us. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hi, I'm Tiffany. Excited to be here.
And who else do we have on the show today?
I'm Merle Arbo, so I'm Susie's other half. I wouldn't say
That's
better.
just other. Okay, I like that. No, I'm just joking. You are definitely the better half. But kind of a fun little fact here. So Merle and I both started Country Crossroads Counseling years ago. We're a mental health practice, and we just kind of grown over the years. Part of our focus is always kind of keeping mental health first and foremost in people's life and getting people help and getting as much education and content out there about it. And so that's really been on our hearts. I'm a licensed professional counselor, so I'm kind of in the trenches, working in the mental health field, doing a lot of speaking, just traveling, and just we're trying to get the word out to the masses about mental health, and we're actually talking today about a very, I feel like, relevant topic. To a lot of people, and so it is actually seasonal affective disorder, and a lot of people know it as the acronym of SAD. That's what they call it and whatnot. And Tiffany kind of has a unique background. We actually met back in 2008 when I moved to Kansas City to for the Kansas City Chiefs. We cheered together and we were rookies together. And being a rookie on an NFL team is a scary kind of thing, but we bonded together over that experience. You want to talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so I met Susie, like she said, in 2008, and we instantly bonded because, there's so much going on when you are on the NFL team and you have a lot of pressure. There's a lot of fun, but there's also a lot of pressure. So I feel like we have a special, unique bond and been together ever since. And we both have a share a passion for people and helping people. So I feel like that connected us. And so excited to kind of come full circle now and be sitting here with you doing this podcast.
Absolutely. And a really kind of a cool thing about Tiffany too is that she's got just a lot of experience as far as like with your enlightened stuff. You want to kind of just talk about that for a minute and share with folks kind of what that is?
My background is mainly in like mindful meditation and also energy work. And so, I'm all about calming the nervous system, also getting to know yourself and, just self-esteem, confidence, overall stress and anxiety. So that's like my niche.
Yeah, just some coaching and that kind of stuff, education around that. And so it's pretty neat. So it kind of just goes I feel like in alignment with mental health and emotional health. And it just kind of goes hand in hand. So it's nice to kind of have your perspective too. But we're going to jump in and like I said, we're going to talk about seasonal affective disorder today. A lot of times we notice it setting in for people usually kind of in the fall type season. And then after the holidays, we really see it amp up and kind of pick up for people because, some people look forward to the holidays and really like it and it feels good. Some people, the holidays are a really tough time. I know we've talked about that on the show before. But some of the symptoms of seasonal affective disorder, if you or a family member or friend or a loved one has ever kind of had some of these, it's kind of goes hand in hand with depression. It's in the same kind of family. But kind of that persistent low mood, just being tearful, sad, lots of tears, that kind of stuff. Loss of pleasure in doing things that you used to love. So maybe, you used to love to work out or, go out with your friends and whatnot. And that's actually another symptom of it too, is just withdrawal, like just wanting to, kind of stay home and not socialize and being irritable, loss of also just feeling like you want to sleep longer, being lethargic, lack of energy. Those are just some of the main symptoms and stuff. And I know, Tiffany, you've kind of shared a little bit about kind of what it's like for you sometimes.
I was gonna
this
say,
time
I
of
feel
year.
like you're just listing off my personality right now. I was like, wow, are you? Well, it feels very, very relatable, just the low energy. Another background from me is I was living in the Palm Springs area for the last 2 years, so I got very used to being around sunshine and just warmer weather. And coming back to Kansas City now in this winter, I'm reminded again of just the change of pace that I feel life comes in and it just starts to slow down, like you said, after the holidays and the gray skies and everything is slower and cold. So just that feeling of wanting to recluse and play around more, and it can be tough to get yourself out of.
Hmm. That's right. That's right. And I think too, a lot of people kind of maybe start noticing themselves just kind of feeling off and just kind of blah. And then from there, it almost like it kind of compounds and it kind of spirals. And then each day, the days are so short. You go to work in the morning and it's dark, and then you come home and it's dark, and it just can be really, really hard. And then when those symptoms kick in, it just makes it hard to do life. And so a lot of people I know experience it, and whatnot. Merle, kind of from your end, you've been in the mental health field now, working it, doing all sorts of different jobs around it. But what are some of the things kind of that you notice? And I know you're in the agriculture world too, and you do horses and cattle and all the ranch life too. So what do you notice this time of year?
Well, like of course it's no secret we got a big winter storm headed our way, and we might get a dusting and we might get 24 inches depending on what weather station you listen to. So I think in the rural communities, and especially after talking to some of my friends, it's one thing when you maybe have a dog or live maybe a little more urban, but out here we're trying to think about taking care of animals and making sure the water still is running and making sure the electricity still runs. What if it doesn't? Make sure the diesel has all got additive in it, so it'll hopefully start. Getting everything ready that hey, this could be an easy storm, or it could be one. I mean, we've had some where the power's been out a week. So I think it also, to me, weighs on people in the rural community sometimes maybe a little heavier, especially because we're used to being outside and used to doing stuff. But then now we have an extra added maybe worry about, how, what if this happens? What if that happens? How do we get everything ready? What can we do to prepare? And that to me, that weighs on you. I mean, that takes a lot of the fun out of winter is when you got to take care of animals.
Yeah, yep, it adds a whole nother, I feel like, just layer of like pressure too for our farmers and ranchers and whatnot, and anybody in the agriculture world for sure. And part of our practice at Country Crossroads Counseling is we kind of expanding into the rural communities because we know that there's limited access to mental health out here, and so that's kind of always on our heart and whatnot. But on the show we like to kind of highlight different parts of people's emotional and mental health. But the real thing that we always want to do is we want to give people actionable steps and things that people can do if maybe you at home, or like I said, a loved one, a family member is struggling with seasonal affective disorder. What are some things that you can do? And I know me and Tiffany were kind of talking a little bit yesterday, kind of about like let's really focus on what do we do about it and whatnot. So do you want to share kind of a couple of your little hacks that you like to do?
Yeah, so something that I've found, and it sounds interesting, but it really does help. Um, get a song going, like your favorite song, something that is really upbeat, and do some stomping. And also, so this is like a somatic practice for the nervous system, is you can put on a favorite song and you can kind of stomp into the ground if you're feeling very low energy. So I do this if I'm just like, I have something to do, I want to lay in bed, but I need to get my energy going, is get up, put on a good song, do some stomping. You can also do a little bit of like chest beating because if you have like some resistance there. So kind of just shaking it out, shaking it out and just getting your body moving can kind of shake you out of that sluggishness that you're feeling. I thought that helps me. And then
That's kind of
another
sounds a little
thing,
like a
yeah.
little Aaron Rodgers stuff right there.
Oh yeah,
Y'all seen
Yeah.
Enigma? Yeah.
probably. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's right in that area there. Absolutely. Another thing that, this is kind of for people that are more fortunate that have access to something like this, but I got introduced to red light therapy. And light therapy is something that has been absolutely amazing and shown, proven to help with seasonal depression. And what it does is it helps reset your circadian rhythm. So basically, when you have that sun going down so early, and like Susie said, you're waking up in the morning and it's dark, and you're getting home and it's dark, your circadian rhythm is a little bit off. So it can make you in those sleepy moods. And with light therapy, basically it kind of stimulates your cells. So you're producing more energy in your cells, which obviously would then produce more energy in your body. And it kind of, mimics that sunlight that we're missing. So anyone that is a little bit low on sunlight, red light therapy, there's different places that you could sign up for that, or there's Amazon lamps.
Yeah, I was just gonna say on Amazon, there's like literally lamps that you can buy for like $20, and you can just even 20 minutes a day has greatly reduced the effects of depression and anxiety. And so I've had a lot of clients over the years order them. They're amazing. Light therapy is huge, and then like you said, there's other places too. Like if you live around a city or a town, a lot of times you can go and buy sessions in the red light and whatnot, or a sauna can be a great thing too. And I love that you're talking about the stomping and like the that kind of thing. Anytime you get your body moving, even if it's freezing outside, putting on a jacket, putting on a hat, just go get your body moving, walk, or do a YouTube video. You can literally Google right now a YouTube video, 20-minute workout, or just something fun, a dance video, whatever you like to do. And anytime you can do that, it releases those endorphins in your brain, and it really helps. It's one of the best natural antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications out there, is moving your body. And when I talk about even talking to your doctor about being on an antidepressant, if maybe it's seasonal for you, maybe it's for a longer term, shorter term, whatever it is, there's no harm in it. There's a lot of medications out there that are super safe that people can be on for a lifetime, and really improve the quality of your life. And so we're big advocates, also for not only medication but also therapy. Yes, talk therapy or coaching, just getting involved with talking about your feelings and what's kind of going on for you, setting some goals for yourself. That kind of stuff can be really, really effective. Merle, do you have any hacks or anything that helps you through this season?
Well, to me, there's a couple of things. I don't know if it. I don't know. I think I can tell a difference if I'm not taking it. I take vitamin D and K,
Mhm.
you know, and I think I do feel a little difference just having a little more vitamin D because we naturally get vitamin D, during the summer when we're out and exposing our skin, and we don't get that. The second thing I think is being prepared. Like I spent the last 2 or 3 days, hey, filling up all the diesel jugs, filling up all the equipment, making sure we had a backup water heater, making sure we had shavings, making sure we had hay, trying to prepare so that way it's maybe, like for me, it's a little bit, I get anxious because, you're like, man, I don't know what this is going to be like. And so to me, it's a lot better if I over prepare. It probably sounds silly, but then to not get everything I think I need and then have to run around at the last minute while the roads are bad and trying to get a heat tape or a water heater or bags of shavings or whatever it is I need, for the barn.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought up vitamin D. There's actually studies that have been done that psychiatrists are recommending up to 4 to 5,000 units a day of vitamin D to help just with depression. So I'm so glad you brought that up. And I know me and you, Merle, have been taking it for years now, and I feel like it does make a difference, and
I
it's
was
very safe
taking
and it's
even
very
before I
healthy.
knew, like Susie just
Yeah.
put it in my pill box and I didn't know what it was.
I'm like, wow, he's
Uh,
been best lately. I wonder
yeah.
what's going on.
Like, why are all these little pills in my box?
Yeah. It's interesting too that we were talking about like sunlight, and Tiffany talked about living in the desert and that kind of stuff. The reason that you guys are kind of on the show too today, which is kind of fun for Lindsay, is she's treating her own stuff today by being in Mexico. And so she's getting all the sunshine and she's with friends and that kind of stuff. And so sometimes even just taking a little trip or having something to look forward to, like I know like that to me totally recharges my battery. If I can just get out of my normal life for just even 24 hours sometimes, just like a night away and have a nice pleasurable time like that, like means a
Now, what
lot. Like
are what are the consequences if you're in Mexico and it's 80 degrees and you come back to Missouri and it's 15 degrees? Is that bad?
oh geez, you always have to have the other side there.
Yep.
I mean,
Just
does it
test
make
your
it worse? I
resilience.
don't know. I mean, that's
Just builds that
I'm not an
resilience.
expert. Yeah.
For a lot of people it does though recharge your battery. That's
Yeah.
why people do vacations and getaways and that kind of stuff. Another thing that definitely helps seasonal affective disorder is to definitely have people in your life that support you, like reaching out, not being afraid to say, hey, I'm really low today, I'm struggling, do you want to go grab a drink, or you want to go to lunch, or can we go to coffee or something like that. and just taking that step to reach out, and you'd be so surprised how many people love you and care about you, and you are here for a reason, and you have a purpose on this earth. And so just really, embracing in the folks that love you, and getting connected if you feel like you're disconnected with people, reaching out. I know Tiffany and I recently went out with a group of girls that we normally don't get to see, but we kind of got it together, coordinated some things, got some people together, and it was a nice night. It was just a time just to connect and whatnot. But sometimes you have to take those steps. A lot of times people aren't going to come knocking on your door and being like, "Hey, you want to hang out today?" Like sometimes you have to make that initiative, and to make time for the people that you love. Because that can definitely charge your battery too.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So
Or
those are
drain
just a
it,
couple.
depending on your family,
Well, yeah, some people do drain our batteries and some people do charge us up. You are absolutely right with that. And then I guess the final kind of tip that we want to share with you is just keeping your routine consistent. So having things every day that you have that you need to get up for, that you need to do, kind of trying to go to bed at the same time every night, getting up at the same time every morning. Having a little morning routine. I do a little daily devotional, and then I say my gratitude. I always tell it's 3 things that I'm grateful for, and every day they have to be something different. And that's kind of how I start my day, and then usually I go for my little walk. And I kind of start either journaling or whatever that looks like that day. But just doing those little things can be just so huge. And then having some big things during the day to look forward to, whether it's, something with your friends, whether it's something at work that you're working towards, setting some goals for yourself. Those can be all very important things. So do you guys have any other kinds of things that you want to share that would be helpful for people listening today?
I don't think so. That was pretty good. I like those tips that you had.
I mean,
Yeah.
covered a lot in 16 minutes,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And and we're on this journey to a better you as well with everybody. We are not perfect by any means. We don't have it all together. We definitely have our own struggles and our own things that come up in our life, whether it be the seasonal affective disorder, whether it be other things. And so we just want you to know that we appreciate you listening, and that you're taking time for your own personal development and growing as a human, and you will never regret that. So we appreciate you being on this journey. And again, on this podcast, why you worried about it, we talk about what things you should worry about and things you shouldn't worry about. And I definitely think that seasonal affective disorder, if you have that, it is something to be concerned about. You should worry about it, and you should take action to do something about it because it is treatable. Just because you have that, it doesn't mean that you have to be stuck with it for
Don't
the rest of
wait
your
for
life.
spring.
Yeah. Don't wait for spring. Yep. That's a good tip, Merle. So, all right, folks. Well, thanks again for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.